Boston Bruins fan, if you don't want to miss any exclusive Bruins news, subscribe to this channel now. We are constantly on the lookout for the latest dear information about your favorite team, ensuring you are always up to date with everything that happens. Join us so you don't miss any important details. Trade of Linus Ullmark raises questions for the Bruins. The recent trade of Linus Ullmark to the Ottawa Senators has left more questions than answers for the Boston Bruins. The 2024-25 Bruins would be a significantly stronger team with Linus Ullmark firmly positioned in their depth chart. The established veteran and 2022-23 Vezina Trophy winner would not only alleviate Jeremy Swayman's workload next season, but also serve as a luxury insurance policy in the NHL, being the best backup goalie in the league. However, something had to give this offseason, as the luxury of having two elite goaltenders on the same roster became financially unfeasible, especially with Swayman set to sign a substantial contract extension this summer. After Swayman's excellent postseason and his expected rise as the franchise's primary goaltender, it was clear that the Bruins could not move forward with a $5 million cap hit sitting on the bench most nights in 2024-25. This sentiment, along with the various other needs Boston needs to address this offseason, makes Monday's return for Ullmark so intriguing. Evaluating the goalie market properly and securing a fair return for a top asset is challenging, but Don Sweeney and the Bruins managed to acquire some useful pieces. Reclaiming their own first-round pick in the 2024 draft, 25th overall, will allow Boston to add a promising young talent to an otherwise barren prospect pipeline. Forward Mark Kastelic is expected to add speed and grit to the team's checking unit. While Ullmark remains an elite goaltender, the 30-year-old was not in Boston's long-term plans, especially if a trade could move his $5 million cap hit. However, any hope of reallocating an additional $3 to $4 million for Boston's spending power this offseason was dashed when the Bruins opted to deal with goaltender Joonas Korpisalo and his hefty contract. Even with Ottawa retaining 25% of the veteran goalie's contract, the Bruins now have an annual cap hit of $3 million until the 2027-28 season with Korpisalo on their books. As a result of Monday's trade, the Bruins lost only $1.165 million in cap space, according to Puckpedia, with Korpisalo's deal restricting a roster that should have prioritized financial flexibility when deciding to part ways with Ullmark. If the Bruins end up offering Swayman a mega deal this summer worth around $8 million per season, it makes sense that Sweeney and his team would not see a combined $13 million allocated to a Swayman/Ullmark duo as a viable scenario. However, if the alternative is an $11 million commitment to Swayman and a much inferior goaltender in Korpisalo, one could argue that the Bruins would have been better off sticking with the previous arrangement, especially if the savings are only $1 to $2 million per year. The Bruins still have significant cap space this offseason, with Puckpedia projecting $25 million in spending power for Sweeney and his team. However, given the number of needs in Boston's roster, the Bruins need all the space they can get. Besides working out Swayman's new contract, the Bruins may need to spend a considerable amount to acquire a top-six center like Elias Lindholm. Don't forget to like this video, as it is essential to ensure you don't miss out on the latest Bruins news we share here. Thank you in advance for your collaboration. Continuing. If Boston is aiming to make a mark, they may need to shell out $10 million or more to secure a 30-goal scorer like Sam Reinhart or Jake Guentzel. It's fair to say that the cap space surplus could dry up quickly. And if Jake DeBrusk leaves in free agency, one could argue that the Bruins will need at least two scoring forwards this offseason. Bringing in a duo of Tyler Toffoli and a speedy forward like Anthony Duclair might be attractive, but that extra forward might not be feasible with Boston losing only slightly more than $1 million in Monday's trade. It would be particularly painful if a potential 20-goal scorer saw his market crater during the second or third day of free agency, but Boston only had $2 million left in their budget. Yes, Boston could take a considerable risk by replacing Ullmark with an unproven and cheap rookie like Brandon Bussi. But Korpisalo also represents a significant gamble for Boston, especially considering his contract and his mediocre performances in net last season. Korpisalo recorded a .890 save percentage in 55 games in his only season with Ottawa, ranking 97th out of 98 goalies in goals saved above expected last season, with -16.7, according to Money Puck. Perhaps the Bruins believe that a change of scenery will help Korpisalo improve, especially under the tutelage of goaltending coach Bob Essensa. But Korpisalo's issues won't be resolved just by placing him behind Boston's defense. Ottawa's defense ranked 25th in scoring chances allowed during 5-on-5 play last season, but Boston's wasn't much better, ranking 19th in the NHL in the same category. In terms of high-danger scoring chances allowed, the Bruins actually allowed more per 60 minutes of play, 11.44, than the Senators, 11.36, last season. Boston may have better personnel on their blue line, but their defensive numbers were mainly a byproduct of Swayman and Ullmark saving them. Korpisalo will have to elevate his own game if Boston's defensive structure in front of him doesn't improve. This is an expensive gamble, especially considering the $3 million cap hit. It remains to be seen if the Bruins have other plans for Korpisalo beyond making him Swayman's backup. Boston could bury him in Providence, saving only $1.15 million against the cap, or buy out his contract, resulting in a dead cap hit until the 2031-32 season. If Boston is willing to retain part of Korpisalo's salary or add a prospect or draft pick as an incentive, they might find another team to take on Korpisalo's contract, although this seems unlikely. It appears that the Bruins have taken on a problematic contract with Korpisalo while giving Ottawa a starting goaltender. While taking on Korpisalo's contract might have been the price necessary to obtain a first-round pick from Ottawa, the Senators should have had to give up another pick or player just to remove that contract from their books. There are still many dominoes yet to fall in Boston's busy offseason. For now, things just don't seem to add up. Dear fan, we need your support to make our channel grow. Your subscription and like are crucial for YouTube to promote our content to more people and for you to always be notified of our new videos. Unfortunately, many followers don't subscribe to or like our videos, which is disheartening for us as we put so much effort into creating quality content for free. But we know that you are not part of that group that does not support us. Therefore, we sincerely ask that you help us by subscribing and liking our videos. If you haven't already, please consider taking this small step that means a lot to us. Our goal is to provide relevant content and keep you up to date on everything Boston Bruins related. If you can take a moment to support us in this way, we would be immensely grateful. Remember, every action you take helps us grow and reach more people, allowing us to continue celebrating and sharing our passion for the Boston Bruins with all of our fans. We thank you in advance for your understanding and continued support. Together we are stronger. With gratitude, Skamaris and team.